Michael Hernandez of MLH Media and Valley Fight News, and I'm here today with a very special guest in Isaac Larrave. How are you feeling today, brother?
I feel good. I feel good, training hard, but recovering well. So, you know,
Yeah, you definitely do train pretty hard. You train out of the it's an elite team branch off, I believe, over there at the Chute MMA, correct? You guys are
yeah, no,
uh,
we're Elite Team Bakersfield.
elite team. Okay.
We're affiliated with, Elite Team, and we join in with them on competitions, just like one that had just passed in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, World League.
Yeah, you guys got that victory. Were you perhaps part of the grappling competition?
Yeah, no, I didn't get that many matches, but I did get a second place medal. I of course wanted the gold, but I don't focus on jujitsu too much, but I do say it is uh it is something I'm fairly good at, but I guess I just haven't been spending enough time there.
Yeah, you definitely are a little newer to the MMA game, I feel, but through grappling, it seems like you've been grappling for quite a while. So, why don't you take us into that? Take us into your younger years. How was it growing up for you over there in the Bakersfield area? How was it, just in general, having because I'm did you wrestle in high school, correct?
Oh no,
No?
actually I have no prior training beside I think I started I started training 2 years ago and it was with Brian. It was at a different gym, but we established our new gym as of 2022, 21 in the beginning of 21. It's been open for about a year now. But just growing up, I've always been a very competitive lad. I would wrestle my friends and stuff. Like we didn't know any technique. It was just like some schoolyard stuff, or like cousins and stuff like that. But yeah, no real training or no prior mentorship.
Was there did you perhaps have an interest in the UFC as you were growing up, or was there just one day where you kind of were messing around with your friends, like how you were saying, and you're like, why don't I try doing this like for real, for real?
Yeah, well, I think I was in high school, and me and my friends like got a bunch of like sparring gear, and we just started uh, strapping up in the backyard, and I noticed like I kind of had a talent for it. I was just better than my friends at least, and that competitive nature wanted me to test my skills against other people. Yeah, no, I'd say I also saw like a UFC card on TV once, and that I think that also just initiated something in me, It kind of just brought out a sense of wonder of how far I can get.
Yeah, do you remember who was fighting on that card? Perhaps any matchups where you're like, oh yeah, that was the dude, because sometimes it's a
Yeah.
certain fight that you or certain fighter you kind of
No, yeah,
emulate.
okay. I think it was Conor McGregor. But I mean, he hasn't been too popular in the news recently, but like I think he really pulled a large gathering of people together. He brought a lot of eyes to the sport, including myself. I mean, I do respect the accomplishments he's achieved, but yeah, he
He's a
hasn't been he
character.
hasn't had a straight head on or whatever. He's had a few screws loose recently. So
Yeah, he's definitely been having his struggles, man. Hasn't got through the USADA testing pool and everything, but it's
yeah,
pretty. You're part of that. It's like I resemble it a lot. With the whole McGregor coming into light and obviously becoming a huge inspiration for a lot of people with their MMA careers. It's almost like for football, with OJ Simpson back in the day. Kids wanted to
yeah,
be OJ. Now kids want to
yeah.
be McGregor. So that's pretty interesting that you just kind of bought the sparring gear on your own, had no real had no real was there like
Experience.
hardship kind of growing up for you, or did you grow up in a rough area of any sort? Was there just a reason why you liked fighting to start off? Because I mean, to get punched in the face and like it definitely does take a certain type of person, and the world has learned that. Have you just always loved the sensation of getting punched, or was it a result of maybe kind of growing up and getting told some stuff, and or was it a result of just wanting to learn how to defend yourself? What exactly really got you into kind of learning hey, I want to learn how to bash someone's face in?
Well, I mean, I haven't had a harder life than anyone else out there. I think we all have our struggles, and comparing them isn't solving anything. But um, I did deal with a fair bit of stuff growing up. And I feel like certain things do aid towards the nature of the profession I would like to pursue. But there's I wouldn't say there's any like prominent factors that just made me gravitate towards the sport. It's just something I became very interested as I grew older. And it's something that I definitely want to pursue. It's my main career path now. Of course, I want to be in the UFC, you know. And I think yeah, I want that bantam title strap around my waist, you know, and this 559 belt is just the starting point, you know. It's kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah, it
It takes.
definitely it can get your career trajectory pretty nicely set up. I mean, you've had a lot of these guys, Shane Christie, you had Martin Sandoval, you had Royce Butler, I believe he's going to be going pro in a little bit. You've had a
Yeah.
lot of guys from the 559 fights promotion that have gone on and done some pretty spectacular things. Roosevelt Roberts, he's on Tough right now, the Ultimate Fighter, and he was 559 fights participant way back in the day. Mitchell Sipe, tons of guys that have been on that 559 fights cards that have obviously gone on to do some pretty huge things. So you're definitely
I
under
think
the
I'm in a
right.
good place for that sense, you know. I
Yeah,
feel like I mean I always hear, you know, 559 is the best promotion in California. So, you know,
yeah,
this is
you've
the
been
place to
adding to
be.
it too, because all your fights have definitely seemed to get the crowd going every single time. It doesn't matter if you were one of the first fights on the card or if you were one of the ones leading into the main event. How has it been for you? Been being one of those guys for the Shoot MMA, because I feel you have been pretty consistent. I feel you had been continuing on this war path of MMA for a while, and then you got this title shot opportunity. So tell us about that. How was it for you? Did you just have it set in your mind like I just want to fight, fight, fight? Because I feel like for about a year or so you were active.
Yeah, no, I think I fought four times within a year, not the year, but like within a year. It really is just a matter of getting as much experience as I can in a short amount of time. Because in this amateur scene, you really are just feeling around, you know, you're dipping your toes in the water. You're kind of getting used to what you'll need to be used to as a professional. So this really is just testing grounds, and I really want to get as much experience as possible in this amateur scene. So I am trying to put in a lot of work right now. I definitely haven't been doing things perfectly, but I do believe I learn off my mistakes. So I have not regretted a single decision I've made concerning my MMA career. You know?
Yeah, you definitely a partner not only with the right promotion to help you kind of garner that respect, but also the right coach. You have Bryan Travers
Yeah.
over there
No,
at
I think he's a great coach. You know,
Shoot
best in
MMA.
Bakersfield.
How has it been to be with him? Somebody that's gone to that pro level, a level that you've obviously expressed that you wanted to reach. How has it been for him? You expressed being one of those guys that was underneath his old gym, so obviously being with him for a little while now. How has it been getting to be coached by him and to hear him in your corner? Because if anybody's gone to any of those fights, they know he is definitely a loud voice to
Yeah.
be in your corner. He is going to be there all day for you, going to be screaming his head off, going to be as loud and vocal as he can be for you. How's it been for Bryan Travers to be your coach and just the knowledge that you've absorbed from him?
I think he's a phenomenal coach. You know, he used to train at AKA. He brings a lot of stuff over from there. He brings in a lot of tips, a lot of motivation. There's a there's a lot of things that he's already experienced that he's able to pass down to, of course, like the newer generation, myself. Um, he's um, he's it's just a very he puts off a very compelling vibe to like follow him. There's a lot of things he does for us fighters on the side as well, like anything personal or anything concerning our life he takes into account, and he's very understanding in that sense too. um I think yeah, no, I think I couldn't have a better coach right now, you know. he's definitely very motivating at the fights too. He'll break through you. He, like you say, he's the loudest person there. If you get taken down, he's yelling across the cage for you to get up. Um, yeah, no, I can't express my gratitude enough to that guy. He's a great coach.
Yeah, I would probably say one of the best highlights I've ever gotten was him, and he was in the corner for one of his fights, for cornering one of your guys' bantamweights, and I forgot. I think it was
We have
Chides,
a
I believe.
few,
I was gonna say, I
honestly.
believe it was Chides, and he was
Oh
fighting
yeah, yeah.
Joey, and there was just a moment, kind of coach really needed to get into him, and he was just staring into his soul, and I felt like I was like the one fighting. I was like, damn, man, this guy's motivated. So I could not even imagine being one of his fighters, and that's absolutely awesome that he's able to help you guys out with any of your guys' personal matters. He also gets you guys dripped out with those MMA
Oh
shorts, man.
yeah, no,
You
he's
guys
always
got
got some
some.
merch going,
You guys got some nice merch. I always see the posts on the Instagram for the care packages for you guys. So you guys are definitely getting taken care of over there. How has it been for you? You know, just adjusting the MMA game each fight, have you felt like you have kind of taken away something from it, or has there been just this kind of, do you feel like you don't really see any of the lessons until later on down the road? Has there been that kind of sensation for you, or has it been like after every fight you're like, damn, I know exactly what I did wrong, and I want to get right back in there?
I'd say definitely going into a fight and um performing a certain like technique and it not going well is a good way to break bad habits. Like if you're doing things at certain times that you shouldn't, definitely having it happen in a fight makes you want it never to happen again. So I do feel like I'm learning off every single fight. They say like you level up after every single fight, and honestly I feel like that is very true to a sense, because after you leave that, or like that cage, you gain a new level of confidence for yourself as well. And your technique just gets cemented more and more into your body, I feel, each time. And then um not only that, but like with little breaks like after your fight, because you want to recover, like maybe a week or even just the weekend after the fight, you will feel that rest and that kind of knowledge sinks into your brain. And you just yeah, you sharpen yourself every single time. I feel you enter that cage. It's just a never ending cycle of getting better.
Yeah, it definitely seems you have seemed to level up every single time. And one of those fights that I feel like maybe you kind of want to get back, or you would want to try and you have two losses on your record, but one fight that I feel really kind of stands out on that record is that fight with Tyler Miller. Has there after explain the emotions after that fight, because split decision oftentimes in amateur MMA is kind of rare. So how are your feelings after that fight? I could see after the fight, and when they were announcing the decision, you were a little disappointed in that. Was that a hard one to come back from, or was it a fight you felt you won? Take us through that.
It definitely is hard coming back from two losses in a row. Man, that really made me question everything. But I feel like also I had prepared for like an orthodox person, and I had not even noticed, but as soon as he entered the cage, he was a southpaw. So that kind of threw everything off. I feel like I definitely needed, I since I was caught off guard with that southpaw stance, just was not I feel like I was not prepared, and in that sense of me feeling not prepared, my grappling took over. And I feel as if uh, at the end of every single round, I mean, I had him in a dominant position, but I mean, the refs do score in a certain way, and I don't want to blame them for that. I do feel as if it could have gone either way, in that I could have won, but again, it's just another experience. It's another lesson, it's gotten my striking a lot better. I can say that, and although I might not show it all the time, I mean, trust me, I'm pretty sharp with my hands as well.
Yeah, you definitely did show a different layer to you after that fight, because it did seem in those first couple of rounds you were a little, kind of thrown off by the striking, and we're kind of trying to shoot a little bit, but then you started to get a little bit more comfortable, and I feel like in your fights progressing forward, it has definitely shown, and you are able to implement the grappling a little bit more with the striking, and kind of are able to intertwine them a little bit more. But how is it going into this next fight? Because you're fighting Isaiah Munoz coming out of Dethrone, a very famous grappling camp, and he's definitely a grappler. His last fight against Devin Guerrero, a very hard fought unanimous decision win for him. How has it been? Kind of looking at your opponent and just researching him, and how are you feeling about this fight coming up, man?
You know, I do watch footage, but I don't want to lie. I don't really focus too much on my opponent. I feel like the more you focus on your opponent, the less you focus on yourself. And I am just trying to get better and be well-rounded. And the best I can make myself is the best I'll perform in that cage, you know? So, although I do have plans and strategies for how he fights, it
Uh,
is just a matter of getting myself better. And if I can make myself the best I can, then he's not going to be able to stop me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. If you perfect yourself to the fullest, then you feel that your game can take over and you won't even really have to worry about playing the defensive. So that's a very confident game plan going in, and that's definitely a game plan that a lot of fighters have approached over the years. They don't, they're like, hey, if you want to beat me, you're gonna have to beat me. I'm not gonna beat you, and it's definitely sounds like, oh, little wordplay, but it definitely it can it can take over for a fight. If a guy's trying to win a fight, or if a guy's trying to survive a fight, you can definitely tell. So it's definitely going to be a fun one to see you and Isaiah Munoz get to exchange. Do you feel it's going to be a little bit more heavy on the feet, heavy on the mats? Because as you said, sometimes two grapplers collide and it makes for a striking combo. It makes for a little bit
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
striking match. So, are you feeling it's going to be a little bit wet on the feet, or you feel that it's going to go down to the mats and you guys are going to have to show off some grappling?
You know, it's a fight, so you can never be too certain about anything. You can never really predict anything in that cage, I'd say. But I am ready all in all
All assets.
in all aspects of fighting games. So whether we're on the feet or we're grappling, I'm getting this win. I can guarantee that. That I don't feel as if he has anything that will be there to surprise me. And either way, I mean, I'm putting myself through hell every single day, and I don't think he'll be able to keep up with that.
Yeah, I just seen you posted you got those nightly workouts going in, and obviously you're putting in
Oh, yeah.
your work over there at the Chute MMA. On top of that, has there been any challenges you feel for this upcoming camp? Was there anything like, damn man, like this is gonna definitely was there setbacks of any sort? I know going into a camp sometimes, were you dealing with any injuries from that last 559 fights 95 performance?
Oh, I'd say if you're an active fighter, you're always injured. There's always something going on. But it is about realizing that it's just pain. And if it's just pain, it'll pass. If it's nothing fatal, then you got to just keep yourself going. It's the amount that you can put yourself through that will determine how far you'll get. So I mean, anything difficult, I wouldn't say there is really anything. I mean, dieting is always a sucky part of it because I mean, I did want to start doing 45, but Jeremy asked me if I could make 35, and of course I can. That's where most of my fights are at. So no one likes dieting. I'd say that's the toughest part.
Yeah, would you say that you're and would you say if you do go to that pro level is 135 a weight you're going to be comfortable staying at, or do you think that 145 is going to be a weight class you look at prospering and moving forward?
Oh, for pro, no, I wouldn't go 45. 35 would be the scene I'd set myself at for pro. 45 is just like it makes it to where it's just another day there like at a fight. Because I mean 45 I can make that so easy.
Yeah, that's like
But
walking around almost weight for you, would you say?
I'd say I get up to like 160.
160.
But 40, like I can cut like 10 pounds of sweat in a day.
Yeah,
It's not that difficult. And
the
I
big
still feel
mental
great when I do it.
factor,
Yeah,
would
no,
you
it's a
say?
big mental factor. If you just push yourself through, like yeah, it goes for like almost everything in life.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I'd tell you as soon as I go pro, it's either gonna be 25 or 35, but most likely 35.
Yeah, do you have a potential timetable on that? Obviously every guy kind of likes to take their amateur career on their own trajectory. Some guys like to get right into the pro scene to kind of start getting some checks into their bank account, or some guys like to take the AMI scene really slow, kind of figure out, like how you said, figure out their holes, figure out what exactly they're best at, and really just apply that to whenever they go to the professional scene. But what is your plan? What were you looking to do? Were you looking to take it a little slower, or were you looking a couple more fights and you were looking to get back into the pro scene?
Nothing set in stone right now. I'd say that I definitely will know when I'm ready. I would like a few more fights before I go pro. Like I said, each fight is just me gaining experience. So the moment I feel as if the amateur league has nothing left to offer me, I feel like that's when I'll move on, you know?
No, and you definitely still have some things over here in the amateurs that you want to clean up on. You want to get that 135 strap, and I'm pretty sure you have some other goals set up for yourself. Is there any other things that you want to do in the Amis before you go? Any goals? You want to be like a double champ? I know you're talking about your likes for McGregor earlier. Anything that you want to set in stone before you head out for your Ami career?
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to be a double champ, right? It definitely is a goal in mind, but I've been told this so many times, and I believe it to be true. I think you need to address the things right in front of you first. So, we're gonna be getting this 135 belt, and then we'll see from there.
Yeah, you're very focused, very determined on this. I'm very, very excited to see the product that comes into the cage for 559 Fights 99, man, because I know it's going to be an exciting one. You always look to kind of come in with a little bit of pizzazz. You always like to come in with a little bit of fun spirits on your fight day. I know you're a very serious, formal kind of speaker, but you definitely like to have a little bit of fun. What's the walkout music you were looking at for 559 Fights 99 for a championship matchup? Was it going to be something a little bit more on the serious side, or was it going to be a little bit more on the fun side?
I don't know yet. I haven't been thinking too much about like my walkout song. It usually is just like one I'm listening to at the time when I'm training. So it's gonna be something off the Spotify list, of course. But nothing. I haven't thought about it too much right now. I guess just training.
Anything on the top though? Any songs that you're like, all right, yeah, I could see myself. Any favorites that you've had in the past?
Maybe something Kanye.
Something
I
Kanye.
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always feel fighters that come out to Eminem are always having a tough time in the cage. So I always try and tell
Really?
fighters,
Oh,
yes. I don't know why. It's always seemed that
like a
whenever
bad juju thing.
it is a bad juju thing, dude. I don't know. It sucks because "Lose Yourself's" a great song. He's got a lot of
Yeah,
great
I think
hits, but
everyone's coming out to like 50 Cent nowadays.
yeah, he's a really popular one. Pantoja got that win yesterday. He came out to Many Men. I feel
Yeah,
like
right.
it's a very popular 50 Cent's a very popular guy to lock out to, but yeah, Eminem for whatever reason, man, doesn't come out to a whole lot of wins. I mean, I obviously I that's just me personally watching, but
Just what you
I
yeah.
always tell guys, man, if that's a song, maybe another one, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
but I always like to
Want to have
joke
luck
around.
on your side.
Yeah, exactly, right? You always want to have that superstition, have that luck on your side. But is there anybody else that you wanted to talk about today? I know you have a lot of sponsors for your MMA career and a lot of people that support you over there at the Chute MMA. Did you maybe want to talk about them a little bit and the kind of help that they give you guys for your MMA goals?
I'd say Mecca Nutrition. I mean, they're one of our sponsors right now, and they always do us justice with the supplements they provide. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Shoot, of course, where we train. Best gym in Bakersfield. I believe we'll be best in the state pretty soon. But we'll just prove that soon enough. I don't know if there's anyone else I really want to. Oh, shout out to my sparring partners and everyone there at the shoot. I guess I just did shout that out like a second ago, but I don't know. Yeah, no, nothing in particular.
Yeah, no, it's definitely your teammates have been a huge part of this journey for you, and I'm almost positive they're going to be very excited to see you hop in the cage on July 29th at the Valley Strong Ballpark for 559 Fights 99, where you get a face off against Isaiah Munoz for the 135 strap. Any last words that you got for your opponent or for anybody watching that?
Oh, for my opponent and for everyone watching, be ready. There's gonna be a show.
All righty, brother. I feel like that's the best way that we would be able to end this show off with my man, Michael Hernandez of MLH Media and Valley Fight News. And I'm going to be signing out with the one, the only Isaac Larrave.
See you, man. Thanks for the
Thank
interview.
you.